This podcast is made possible by supporters like you. Mahalo. And by Atlas Insurance Agency, Hawaii's largest professional agency, helping Hawaii navigate insurance solutions since 1929. More at atlasinsurance.com.
Aloha mai kako. Welcome to a new episode of What School You Went. Start every conversation with that question. I'm Ron Mizutani, and today we're talking about an entrepreneur accelerator program. It's tailored specifically to the needs of Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander, and Asian women starting businesses in tech, fashion, health and wellness, food system, restaurants, keiki education, and so much more. I love this mission. Pleased to welcome to the program the program coordinator, Darien Siguenza, to PBS Hawaii. Welcome, Darien.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So stoked to have you here. Before we go any further, like I ask all of our guests, what school you went?
Okay, so I'm originally from Los Angeles, so what school I went here would be Hawaii Pacific University.
Okay.
I went there for my master's program.
Nice. But your high school?
High school, I went to Notre Dame in Sherman Oaks in Los Angeles.
Oh my gosh, I'm totally familiar with that.
Really?
Totally. Oh, yeah, a lot of athletes have gone.
Yeah. We had a really crazy athletic program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
Cool.
Well, and your mascot for Notre Dame?
The Knights.
The Knights.
Yes.
You know, I
Go
know
Knights.
I know the Knights have a fight song, but they also have an alma mater.
Yeah.
Can you sing that for me?
Oh my gosh. I don't even think I remember it, honestly.
Yeah, give it a shot. How about the fight song?
I don't remember.
I didn't tell you about this in the email invite.
Singing my fight song. I don't remember being prepared for that. And I was a cheerleader there, so my coach would be really mad at me right now for not remembering. I'm sorry.
How about one cheer at least then?
Okay. HOTTOGO. The Knights are hot to go. You can tell it's been a while.
I'll take that.
It's been like 15 years. Give me a break or more.
Awesome.
20.
That's awesome. You might be the first cheerleader that we've had to do a cheer with us.
Okay, well,
Awesome.
There's
Welcome.
going to be better ones than me, hopefully.
First, you are a pioneer. You're a pioneer in this program with that. So what brought you to Hawaii? I'm taking it school or what?
Yeah, it was partially school, but also part of my family is from here. So my grandma's generation was the last to live here. And I always grew up hearing my grandma and her siblings talking about their experience. They lived all over Big Island, Maui, and Oahu. And so when I was looking at somewhere for my master's program, I was looking for a sustainability program. I really liked the one that HPU had, and then I thought, why not take the opportunity to see where my family's from?
And you just jumped in.
I just jumped in. I didn't even visit. I just came.
Wow.
Yeah.
And today is home.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course, the journey to get to this point in your life is happened early in your life as well. What made you decide this is the field that I want to explore? And, eventually make a difference in?
Yeah, it was somewhat accidental. And I'm really happy that I was exposed to this potential for a career. So I initially was into fashion design in LA. And then while I was studying in my undergrad, I became very horrified by climate change. And so I started studying sustainability. I wanted to continue my studies with that. And that's when I did my master's at HPU. While I was at HPU, I was introduced to Elemental Accelerator from one of my professors. And so they're partially based here, partially in the Bay Area, but they work with clean technology startups. So I did a fellowship there for a year, and I was working on the recruitment of startups and kind of evaluating their technologies. It was really interesting, but I became so interested in the startup side of things, which was very unexpected. And so from there, that kind of got me interested in supporting small businesses, supporting startups, and then it eventually led me here to FoundHer.
Wow, that's a great journey, but it kind of did a little twists and turns along the way.
Definitely.
And then FoundHer, which focuses, obviously, as the name suggests, to our wahine,
Yes.
and giving them opportunities, guiding them in what can be a real complex world. Tell me about the mission.
Yeah, so we were founded in 2020, born out of an idea from Isabella Hughes. I'm sure many people are familiar with Shakati and Gloria Lau, who, amongst many things, was the CEO of the YWCA. They're really good friends. They have an amazing mentor-mentee relationship, and they thought about the challenges that they experienced as Asian women, not just in Hawaii, but as they've worked in other places and gone through different startup programs and kind of seen how they were not tailored to the needs of specifically Native Hawaiian, Asian Pacific Islander women, but also just being mothers, having, family that you're supporting. I remember one story Bella told was that she was a part of one accelerator and she asked if they offered any childcare support, and they were like very confused by that question, right? So that's why incorporating that funding for childcare was super important for us to be able to make the program accessible for our wahine, and also to include that $20,000 grant that we give. We don't take any equity in the company. We guide our companies how to use it as best they can. And then we offer mentorship, education. We also offer in-person retreats where we gather on a different island each month to build pilina with each other and the community and learn about the aina that we're on. So I think it's a really holistic program, and we're actually coming up soon on our 4th cohort in January.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you answered my next question, is neighbor island participation.
Yes.
Because we have entrepreneurs. I gotta tell you, Darien, and folks maybe listening can hear a little thump, thump, thump. That's Kalia.
Yeah.
Kalia's 1 year old.
Yes.
And she's a beautiful, beautiful girl.
Thank you.
And you know what? You're living it.
Yes.
You're living it. And you know the reality is, and she's a good girl, by the way.
Thank you.
That's real. What I'm looking at right across from me.
Yeah.
And it's a real, not struggle, but it's a real challenge for some parents.
It is.
Especially wahine,
Yeah.
who may be, trying to, why not explore both my professional dreams, chasing the dreams, but also still juggling being a mom, family, and all of the things that come with that.
Yeah.
What's that like for you?
Yeah, when I started, so it's been, I think, almost 3.5, 4 years since I've been with FoundHer. So when I started, I didn't have children, and I was just single, enjoying the role and understanding the need for our program from the perspective of a Pacific Islander woman. But it wasn't until I had my own child, and I'm a single mother as well, that I understood how this program could really be transformative for someone. Because having that access to childcare, as you know, as many know, it's so expensive. It's like taking on a second apartment, and frankly, many cannot afford to do that. Absolutely. And so even though our $4,000 stipend is just a fraction, I'm sure, of what is needed, at least we thought that could be a start to support for the 6 months. So I've had an even more, a growing appreciation for the dedication that these wahine have for their small businesses, because it's not easy. It's not like you're just showing up at a 9 to 5, you're clocking in, you're clocking out, your day is done. Being an entrepreneur is around the clock. It takes constant drive. You have to really hold yourself accountable, and you're doing that on top of having kids. That's kind of what I'm experiencing personally myself now.
I mean, literally.
Yeah,
A
like
baby
as you
right
see.
on your hip. Yeah, but
Yes.
she's, again, I'm super impressed how you're still juggling this, maintaining your composure, and that comes with it. Only mommies can do that. I'll be straight. I'm a daddy, a father of 3, and so, but moms rock.
Yeah, thank you.
But our women rock, and
Yes.
our Pacific Islanders and our Hawaiians, Native Hawaiians, and our Asian women, they rock.
Yes.
But they need opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
So this is what this is about.
Exactly.
There are other startup accelerators out there. What makes this one not only unique, but fulfilling for you?
Yeah, fulfilling for me. So from our analysis of the market, we're the only accelerator that specifically targets this NHAAPI demographic of women, but also provides that funding. So we're at a unique point where we're the only ones that are offering this combination of services for this group of people. And then for me, I went from Elemental Accelerator, which was an incredible experience, kind of getting my feet wet with the startup world. I went on to work in LA for like a year in between, and I was working with startup founders that came from much more privileged backgrounds, and I had a really hard time seeing that every day and pouring my resources into that when I knew that there were people like me that would not be able to have the opportunities I was seeing in front of me. And so when this role came up, it popped up on LinkedIn one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that someone had thought about a program. I felt like it was written for me. Mm-hmm. So to be able to see, 3 cohorts now graduating and the impact it's taken on these 17 women that have gone through our program, it's been I tell my friends all the time, it's a dream job. I feel like I'm not even working because I'm just here to support and build this community.
As part of the support, you're talking about mentorship as well as not only financial, but sometimes even workspace, maybe even.
Oh, yeah. So whenever there's a company that would need, say, like a co-working space or something like that, we have several partners that we can reach out to offer that for a free or like a significantly subsidized cost. And then, the mentorship, if you are having a specific knowledge gap or if there's like an industry expertise that you're looking for, we match each company with a couple of mentors to work with them one-on-one.
That's outstanding. And that makes a huge difference too, right? When somebody's trying to just literally start things up. This is kind of I hope this question doesn't come across as being naive or insensitive. But why should we be interested as a community to support women business? Why is this so important in our islands? And I know the answer to this, but I just want to throw it out there and hear your answer to this because, I have my own feelings on that. And clearly from a single parent family myself, my mom was amazing. She had 3 jobs, so I get it. But why is it so important for us to invest?
Well, I can think of many reasons. So I think that if you just look at the statistics of it, companies in general that are founded by women have a 60% higher return rate on investment. And so companies started by women just are doing better statistically with revenue increases than those founded solely by men. If we're going to go more specific here into Hawaii, I think that when you look at, I've interviewed hundreds of women for this program. We've had 800 applicants over the past few years. And one thing that I see is that it's not profit first. It's people, it's Aina, it's community, right? And so all of these values are naturally woven into the mission of these businesses. Doesn't matter what the business is. It could be shave ice. It could be some kind of personal care or even a boutique. But the thought process is there of how can I have a positive impact on Hawaii and not be extractive. And so I think if we're thinking about the future that I would like to see our money not being put in the hands of corporate interest and putting it into these small businesses, these women-owned small businesses that really do have the best intentions in mind for Hawaii.
The reality, though, Darien, is it's not a level playing field. Sadly,
it's not.
And we've got a lot of work to do.
Yes.
To even be in the arena, if you will, and that's frustrating. But I can see opportunities and I see change, and it's because of people like you who tell our women you can get it done. You can do it with a baby on your hip, and still go home and make supper and live and still have quality of life. That's fulfilling.
It is, and I agree. There is a long way to go. We are at I feel the very beginning of our journey with this program, and we have many ideas of how we would like it to expand, but it's going to take more than just us. And I agree. And there absolutely has to be, support from community, support from the people that have the money to invest in programs like ours and similar programs to keep that going and hopefully at some point level the playing field.
I mean, just hearing the numbers who have apply, you know that people out there just want an opportunity. but most of them may not get that chance, and that's sad.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And I think about that a lot. Many companies that apply, many of the founders are in the idea stage, which is a little bit too early for us because we're looking for companies that already have an early stage product or service in the market. But, you know, I've thought so much about like, gosh, how can we support this applicant pool that we have with so many incredible ideas? So 2 things we do is we have quarterly markets where we're actually having one next weekend at Windward Mall. So we invite any woman-owned business to apply. You don't have to have gone through our program, just to provide some kind of economic opportunity. And then we also do quarterly networking events because other than funding, the number one thing that we're seeing is that they're looking for community, because it can be very isolating if you don't have a friend or a family member that has gone through the journey of being entrepreneur. It can be really hard. There's a lot of questions come up. So we just try to just gather, talk story, maybe have like some light education involved. And yeah, that's our effort to support the greater community. And I hope to build that out more in the future too.
Just surfing some of the past folks who have gone through the process and program and the success stories that they have achieved.
Yeah.
And everybody defines success differently, right?
Yes.
It's not just about the ROI, or it's really about impact.
Right.
And some of the wahine that have gone through the process are making it very comfortable right now financially too.
Yeah.
And that independence is huge.
It is.
But it's not just about finance.
Right.
What's your how do you define success when you see someone who's gone through the program and now has their own dream realized?
Yeah, outside of the financial aspect, like you mentioned, one thing that I hear constantly from our founders that are mothers is that the flexibility that they have to be with their families, to be able to kind of switch their day around if something important is going on with one of their kids. That to me is success, because when I grew up living in LA and seeing the difference between the work culture here and there, if I was to bring my daughter sitting on my lap like this, I would be looked at with like major side eye, and I just think that is not okay to exclude people's family from their lives and look down on them for it. So I see that as a huge metric of success, that they don't have to worry about situations like that, that they're able to have all elements of their life working together. And I also think that these women are starting these companies from a genuine place of passion for whatever it is that they're doing, right? And so the fact that they can get up every day and work on something that excites them and that can make them, have enough money to put food on the table and more, I think that is incredibly successful.
That's a great definition of success. Again, it's not just about, your investment and the return on it, but, the person that you feel at the end of the day. When I reached out and wanted to talk story with you, and knowing that the organization's name is what it is, I still put next to your name how Hawaiʻi found her. You found her too in this organization, but in a way, Hawaiʻi did find you and in your heart. And I think it's so profound that you're working for a company like or an organization like this.
Yeah.
And to see you with baby and your daughter, you're walking it.
Thank you.
Not just talking it. So congratulations to you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
No one's ever really put it like that to me.
Yeah,
that
I'm
means
witnessing
a lot.
it,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
We have a lot of single parents in the islands, and sometimes, we rely on our parents. Sometimes we rely on friends. Whatever we got to do to get it done.
Exactly.
But we're going to get it done.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're getting it done.
Thank you.
Very
I
impressed.
appreciate you recognizing that.
Just your final thoughts on that. Or somebody who might be out there listening, saying, you know what, I have this idea, or I'm even further along in the process. What do I do to make this dream reality?
Well, I would encourage them to reach out to us. Even if you're not necessarily the fit for the program itself, we always get people contacting us and asking us for resources. Like we might not be the right fit, but we have so many contacts throughout many different organizations in Hawaii and beyond. And I really love matching resources with people. So first of all, please send us a message on our website. We're always happy to help. I would also say that I know how scary it can be to take a leap of faith and try something new. And I've seen firsthand with so many women that I've interviewed, even beyond the ones in the program, that they've really been able to change their lives through starting their own business. Financial freedom gives them freedom in other ways. You know, like I've heard, this is a slight tangent, but I've heard several women tell me that they started their business out of necessity because they were experiencing domestic violence, for example. And that company was able to help them have that financial freedom to leave that situation. And so I just feel it on my heart to tell, if anyone is in that situation and, you know, you have an idea, like, go for it. The resources are out there, and we can be people that can connect you to them.
Beautifully said. In this case, men need not apply. Right. But you know what? We need to, as a species, men need to recognize the good work and the potential of everybody out there, especially our wahine.
Yes, you get it.
I get it. Oh, trust me. As a father, as a son, grandfather now, and you know, as a brother, you know, I lived with, you know, women all my life.
Yeah.
You know, I always joke around with my some of my friends who maybe didn't get that kind of exposure, being from a different family dynamic.
Right.
You know, I wasn't. Must be TMI. I wasn't ashamed to go to Long's Drugs and get sanitary napkins from my mom. It was no big deal.
Yeah.
You know, and some
Love
guys
that.
would be like, "Oh my God, that would just be horrendous or appalling to do that." Right. Even if they say price check on, you know.
Yeah.
But it was part of my life.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
And I think there's value in that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And you know, we need more people to be in that space too, because just look around. We have so much talented wahine out here who have great ideas.
So much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at all the pop-up markets happening every weekend, and it's just like countless companies are coming up with just so many incredible products and ideas. It's amazing to see. It really is.
Small business has always been very special to Hawaii, but women-owned, can't beat it.
Yep.
Can't beat it. And hey, invest in it.
Yes.
Return's pretty good.
It is. It is good. Yes, for sure. And if you are someone listening that is interested in supporting our program, please reach out to me on our website, FoundHer.org, and we would love to hear from you.
Beautiful. Darien, thank you so much. Kalia, thank you. She's enjoying that. Oh, thank you. Oh, okay. You bet. You bet. I think she said, "What school you in?"
She did.
All right. Mahalo nui for joining us. Thank you again, Darien.
Yeah, mahalo.
Continued success to you. Join us next week, another episode of What School You Went. You never know who'll stop by. Until then, ahuyo.
What School You Went is a PBS Hawaii production. Music by Taimane Gardner. If you enjoyed this episode, let us know on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and tell your friends. You can find us on pbshawaii.org and everywhere you get your podcasts.